Bullet journaling is definitely something, the most important thing is that you actually use it. And the creative part, is just the fun part. So I don't want to do anything that's overly complicated ever. Really, we just want people to be able to use the layout.
All right, I don't know about you, but I got irrationally excited when Bonnie of Archer and Olive launched the Acrylograph pens. They're like paint pens that work on paper. So exciting. Today, Bonnie is on the show to give us a step-by-step lesson on how she uses those Acrylograph pens and how she does layouts in her bullet journal with them. And she's giving away 2 sets of the Acrylograph pens and an Archer and Olive journal. So you're going to want to watch and find out how to enter to win that as well. So let's jump right in. Bonnie, welcome back to the show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
I think a lot of people probably saw the last video, but it was a very different topic. Like, I feel like at that time, we were just trying to, get creative and have you come on and do something creative. So you were showing us how to use gouache. But this time, and like, let's be honest, I think most people know you and know of Archer and Olive because of bullet journaling and because of like all, your journals and all of those supplies. So, I mean, that's what we want to see, this time.
Yeah.
But before we do, if people hadn't seen the last video and didn't get to know you and stuff, can you give us a little rundown of who you are, what you do, all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. So I am Bonnie, and I am the owner of a company called Archer and Olive. And what we do is we try to put creativity into your everyday lives. So the products that we design are made to be used with a variety of mediums. So I create notebooks with extra thick pages. There's not going to be any bleed through. You can even paint in the notebooks if you want to. And recently we just launched a line of Acrylograph pens, which is something new. A lot of times people are using paint pens on other objects, but I really wanted these to be used on paper specifically.
These are very exciting to me. As soon as I saw them, I was like, oh my God, genius. I need some. And I ordered a bunch. I'm going to take my face off here and let you flip your camera over and show us.
Alrighty, sounds great.
Okay.
We're just going to dive right in creating this layout. And the first thing I want to talk a little bit about is what bullet journaling is. And bullet journaling is essentially a cross between a journal and a planner. The thing I like about the bullet journal is that you have the freedom to create your own layouts, and it lets you get a little bit more creative than a regular planner might. So the supplies we're using today is going to be a straight edge. Any straight edge will work, or if you feel confident freehanding, that's okay too. We're using some Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens, and I'll be working with colors that are in the Jewel Tone set and the Cool Winter set, as well as a white. I'm also going to be using an Archer and Olive B5 dot grid journal and a Micron felt tip pen. This is going to be in size 01. Tombow also has some really nice felt tip pens. It's the Tombow Mono Drawing Pen, which I like to use as well. So the first thing we're going to do is map out the boundaries of our weekly boxes, and then we're going to be using the straight edge to complete the outline. In the B5 journal, each weekly column is going to be 10 columns wide, and it can be as tall or as short as you want it. I like to start a good 9 rows down, so you have plenty of room for decorating the header. As you can see, I'm counting 10 rows across. We'll leave 1 row of space in between each column, and we'll count again. Using my straight edge, I'm just going to line it up with the dots and draw the outline of the box as tall as I want it. I like to leave about 5 rows of space at the bottom, as sometimes when you get towards the bottom of the notebook, it's a little bit harder to write. So I like to leave those last 4 rows blank. Then I'm going to close off the boxes on the top and the bottom, and these are going to be the columns to represent each day of the week. As you notice, there's only 6, and there are 7 days in the week. So what I like to do is split this last one and turn that into the weekend, as I don't typically have as much to do on the weekend. So the top box represents Saturday and the bottom one represents Sunday. And the color palettes we're going to be working with are the maroon from the Jewel Tone pack, the indigo, also from the Jewel Tone pack, the darker blue, the navy blue, which is from the Cool Fall pack, and the pink blush, which is from the Jewel pack. And we're also going to be working with the white, and that is, there's a white included in every single pack. I'll be using the 0.7 millimeter tips for all of these, though the 3.0 millimeter tips would also work for what we're doing. If you're worried about getting spacing correct on the header, you can start with a pencil, or if you feel confident, you can go ahead and try to freehand. What we're going to do is we're going to draw 4 shapes at the top of each page. And these shapes are going to be like rounded rectangles. You don't want them to all be the same size and shape. You want to make sure there's a little bit of contrast there. So some are going to be taller and fatter, while others can be smaller. And this is going to be where we add a little bit of design and get a little bit creative. I'm going to start with the blush rose from the Jewel Tone pack, and it's important to always shake your pens every time before you use them. Then we'll simply trace over the pencil line and color in the squares. Next, we're gonna write the days of the week using these pen colors as well. So since there's only 3 boxes and there's 4 pen colors, you can kind of pick the ones that are your favorite and write the days of the week in those colors. I do recommend using the darker colors as they show up a little bit better, easier to read than the lighter one. To help them appear as faux calligraphy, you can go back in and on the downstrokes, make them a little bit thicker than the upstrokes. Now we're going to add the floral elements to each of these color boxes, and this is where I'm going to use the Micron 01 pen. Any felt tip pen will work, and I also really like the Tombow Mono drawing pen. When you're doing the florals, so the one thing to keep in mind when you're doing florals is that you want to have asymmetrical balance. So if you have something visually heavy on this side, you're also going to want something visually heavy over here. And maybe you can keep the lighter elements here in the center, or vice versa. You can do something visually lighter on the edges and have something visually heavier in the center. We're going to be drawing the stems and the leaves in the Micron black pen, and we're going to be adding the flower parts in the Acrylograph pens. I always draw the stems with a slight curve, and because this one is going inward, we're going to try to give the same kind of visual balance over here and have this one going inward as well. It's nice to make the leaves extend a little bit outside of the box. I'm drawing the stems first so we can get a good idea on where we're going to place the flowers and where we're going to place the leaves. I'll be placing the flowers on the end of every stem, or almost on the end of almost every stem. And then I'll be using the maroon to draw the flowers on the pink box, and I'll be using the pink to draw the flowers on the maroon box, and vice versa for these 2 blues. The Acrylograph pens are opaque, and so the lighter colors will show up on top of the darker colors. And so now we're going to draw the plants and the 2 middle ones. And because this is a darker background, we're going to want leaves that are very dark. I'm now going to go back in with the white Acrylograph pen and add a little bit of dimension. And the next step is just to do the same to the other side. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have a lot of fun working with these Acrylograph pens.
Bonnie, I feel like your layouts always look so good on Instagram, and like that's what has made you so famous, because people just want to copy your bullet journaling layouts all the time and make theirs look like yours, including myself. But I have to say, I really thought it would be more complicated than what you just did, like that you made it feel so easy and approachable.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, bullet journaling is definitely something, the most important thing is that you actually use it. And the creative part, is just the fun part. So I don't want to do anything that's overly complicated ever. Really, we just want people to be able to use the layout.
Okay, so it's interesting you say that because I had a really good conversation with, do you know who Mark of Men Who Bullet is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Mark's
he came on the show, and I know he loves your products too. But he came on and we were talking about how bullet journaling can be so overwhelming for people because they see all these beautiful layouts and get really paralyzed by it. And that's why I'm so excited that I had that conversation with him where he showed how to make it like super functional, like very bare bones. But then now adding you into this mix and showing like you can make it beautiful and it doesn't have to be that hard because like I said, you just made that look really easy. So I feel like both of those things paired together, perfect combination.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. For anybody watching, I convinced Bonnie to give away a little gift set of this stuff. So do you want to talk through what you're going to give away, Bonnie?
Yeah, absolutely. So these are the sets of the Acrylograph pens, and there are 8 colors, 1 white and 1 blending pen in each set. And then I'll also be giving away a B5 notebook, which is also used in the tutorial as well.
So yeah, 2 sets of pens and a journal. I feel like everybody's going to jump at the opportunity. So to enter in the giveaway, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit like on the video, and leave any comment down below, and you'll be entered in the draw. And then we'll pick a winner a week from the day this video launches, and whoever wins will get that amazing gift set. So you can make exactly what Bonnie just made in that tutorial. And I think that we should remind everybody if they're going to create it to tag us. I know you would love to see it. I would love to see it. So Bonnie, where can people find you? And then where can people, if they don't win the giveaway, buy your supplies? Because they're going to want them. I want them.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's just at Archer and Olive. And you can also get the set of acrylograph pins. We have like 5 sets now. And that's at archerandolive.com.
Love it. Super simple, super easy. Okay, well, I think that's it. I mean, I think the next time I have you on, you're probably going to have some sort of new product that I'm going to need you to demonstrate again next time. For now, people got lots of stuff to play with, myself included. I'm going to try and copy that exact layout for sure into my own bullet journal.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
All right, Bonnie, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.